Hey, this is Ryan from Rocket SaaS, and you're listening to the SaaS Marketing Weekly podcast, the show that gives you actionable marketing strategies and campaign ideas to rocket your SaaS business. And if you want even more SaaS marketing ideas, go to saasmarketingweekly.com to join my free newsletter. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to SaaS Marketing Weekly. I hope you had a lovely break over the holiday period, feeling refreshed and ready to go and attack 2025 with some amazing SaaS marketing, which I'm going to help you with all the podcasts that are going to be happening this year. And today, on this episode, I'm going to be talking to you about how to scale your SaaS business in 2025. I'm not going to be talking about any particular upcoming campaigns or AI automations. I'm going to be talking about the fundamentals of how to grow a SaaS business, which is essentially content and ads. I've talked a lot about ads in my 2024 episodes of SaaS Marketing Weekly. Today, I'm mainly going to focus on content. We're going to be talking about how to create a consistent content output machine that is going to get you seen by your target audience, get them to know you as an expert in your space, which is going to get MQLs flowing into the funnel that will trickle down to become SQLs and then customers. So my company, Rocket SaaS, we had massive growth in 2024. We hit 1.5 million annual recurring revenue. And if you ask me what was the overall factor for that growth, it would be consistent, high quality thought leadership content on various different channels. So today I'm going to talk you through how to get that content engine happening, because I see so many companies get it wrong. I see so many companies be inconsistent with their content. You know, they'll occasionally do a webinar when they've got the time. They'll be kind of sporadic with their blogs when the CEO's got time to write one, or they just don't have the resources in-house. And then the other big issue that I'm seeing a lot is using AI to create content. And AI content just sucks if you don't give it the right thought leadership to work with. So there's a lot of rubbish content going out there at the moment, which is just not getting any cut through. So today we're going to go through how to overcome those two main issues that I'm seeing. But I have boiled it down to 5 key factors on how you can get this right. The first one is to start by creating a content calendar. Second, before you start creating or writing any content, you start with an interview with a thought leader. The third thing is repurposing long form content into short form. The fourth one is creating SOPs. And the fifth is to be religiously consistent. So now I'm going to go through each of those 5 things. First of all, create a content calendar. So in your first week back in the office in 2025, that's what I want you to do. Open up a Google Sheet and start to create a content calendar. You can start high level and then you go granular. So when I say high level, you want to pick one topic for each month of the year. So you want to create 12 different topics that you want to talk about. And these topics should not be salesy. I want them to be top of the funnel. So educational, helpful, insightful, all about your industry and particularly about the problems that your target audience suffer from. So in previous episodes of SaaS Marketing Weekly, I've talked about the importance of identifying the problems that your target audience suffer with. There's a brilliant exercise that I did a couple of years ago where I challenged myself to write down 100 different problems that my target audience had. And that's a great exercise to do. And then you refine that list to get your top 12. You can get that top 12 by using your experience, by interviewing some of your customers, discussing it with your team. You could even survey the market using something called Pollfish, which is a great low-cost surveying tool. So once you've got these 12 topics that you want to talk about, or 12 problems that your audience suffer from, start to add those to your sheet for each month. If you are struggling for ideas, ChatGPT is excellent at helping you with a content calendar. I've already said that I hate ChatGPT's content if it's just generic, asking it to write a whole blog, but it is actually really, really good at helping you come up with topics. So feel free to lean on ChatGPT for that. Then you want to create 4 subtopics for each month. So the goal here is to have a different subtopic for each week. So when you've got 4 for each month, you're going to have 52. And again, ChatGPT is very, very helpful for this kind of thing. You could use some kind of a prompt to ChatGPT that was like, here's my website, and paste the URL. Here's some information about my target audience. So you start inputting some ICPs, some customer personas. So here's my 12 topics that I want to educate my audience on. Please give me 4 subtopics for each of them. I want them to be suggestions for blog articles. I suggest you have a go at it first yourself, so you get those fresh, genuine thought leadership ideas, and then lean on ChatGPT to give you some support. You may not love all the ideas, but I would think at least like 50% of them are going to be decent. Also, chat to your team, chat to your customers, ask them what they care about in 2025, what challenges are they facing. Maybe do a poll on LinkedIn, use that tool, Pollfish, that I mentioned earlier. Just make sure this content calendar is really good in terms of what your audience is going to be caring about in 2025. If you feel your industry is moving fast, then feel free to do a quarterly content calendar or maybe 6 months, but just make sure you keep updating it so you know what you're working on the whole year through. Okay, so now you've got your content calendar. Step 2 is to start with interviews. So I want you to do 1 interview per month with a thought leader in the business. Now that thought leader could be you. So it'll be somebody else interviewing you. But what you want to do is you want to look at those 12 topics that you created, and then in another column in the Google Sheet, you want to say, who is the thought leader on this particular topic? It could just be you. But if you've got a team, maybe you pull in one of them, or maybe you could even interview a client or a partner, someone like that. And then set up all of the calendar invites so you know that this is happening. So pick a day of the month. If you want to be creating content for February, you probably want to be interviewing someone late January. So let's say, for example, on the 21st of every single month, that's when we're going to be interviewing the thought leader. So we've got a little bit of runway. Obviously, you've got some catching up to do in January, but I'm sure you can do that. Now, the purpose of these interviews is to extract thought leadership ideas and content from this expert. So again, in the sheet, write down all the interview questions that you can be asking this person about this particular topic. Again, ChatGPT is fantastic at doing this. So you can say to ChatGPT, I'm going to be interviewing a thought leadership expert on this particular topic. Here are the 4 subtopics that we're going to be creating articles and other content for. I'm going to interview them for half an hour. Please, could you write me 3 questions for each of the subtopics? And then when you jump on the call to interview the expert, or if they're interviewing you, you just run through those questions and then get the thought leader talking. If that thought leader is talking on an interview for half an hour, when you transcribe the call using some kind of a tool like otter.ai, you are going to get 3,000 to 4,000 words in that transcript. So the average blog article, a decent SEO blog article, is about 1,000 words. So straight away, right off the bat, from that interview, you've already got pretty much all of the content for 4 blog articles. So you can see where I'm going with this. So once the interview is complete and you've got the transcript, you can give those transcripts to a copywriter, or you can use ChatGPT to reformat that content. And what's great is that ChatGPT is not going to write that generic crap content that I spoke about earlier, because you are feeding it 4,000 words from a thought leader's mouth. It's going to be great content. If you are going to use ChatGPT or a copywriter, encourage them not to be too creative, adding in their own content. Use the thought leadership's expertise. Just reword it, restructure it, adding headings, subheadings, and you're going to get brilliant content like that. So you very easily got all of your blog articles now. So for that 1 month, you've got your 4 blog articles. Now, step 3 is to repurpose the long form content into short form content. So let's say you've got one of those blogs, 1,000 words. You can very easily repurpose that into an email newsletter. Again, AI is going to be your friend with this one. They're not going to get it right first time. You need a copywriter to be going through it if it's going to be really good, but that can be done very quickly, very low cost. You can also repurpose that into multiple LinkedIn posts. I'd look to be getting at least 3 LinkedIn posts. So if you're doing a weekly blog, you're going to get 3 LinkedIn posts. Also, if the thought leader is confident on camera and happy to do this, if you record the interview using something like Riverside, then you can create snippets of that interview and turn them into LinkedIn videos. I'm sure you've seen this sort of content on LinkedIn before, where you've got the subtitles at the bottom. So every time the thought leader says something particularly good about that topic, you want to get sort of a 30 to 60 second clip. You can extract it using a tool called Opus Clip, add the subtitles, and bam, you've got LinkedIn videos as well. And what's great about this is that you're not having to sit down to think about new content. Oh, what should I do for a video? Or what should I do for a newsletter? Or what LinkedIn post should I write this week? It's all stemmed from that initial interview, which is brilliant. So step 4 is to create SOPs, standard operating procedures. SOPs were transformational for my business in scaling. My business previously, when we used to sort of win a new client, we used to kind of scratch our heads and go, right, okay, so what should we do here? Oh, yeah, I think we used to do this. Yeah, let's try doing that. Now we've got SOPs. Every single task in the business is outlined in a Google Doc, usually in bullet points. This is how you complete this task. If there's a problem, this is what you do. If the client asks this, do that. And there's often a Loom video of someone performing the task, so that you can just do it again and again and again. And SOPs work brilliantly for this particular task that I'm talking about today. So you create an SOP of this is how you run an interview. This is how you create interview questions. This is how you create a blog. This is how you repurpose a blog into a newsletter. This is how you repurpose a newsletter into LinkedIn posts, so that if you get a VA, who's a very low cost person, or someone on your team that you hire to do this process again and again consistently, and they know exactly how to do it because you train them on how to do it. But yeah, SOPs are brilliant. And then the fifth thing is to be absolutely religiously consistent with what you do. So if you've got those interviews in the calendar all lined up for the next 12 months, you know that they're going to happen. Don't leave the interviews sort of month on month. Like, hey, are you available? Should we do it this time? Oh, what time are you free? No, get them all scheduled in right now, and then get those SOPs in place. Use whatever project management tool, like we use Asana here at Rocket SaaS, to get in those weekly tasks that need to be done, and make sure you've got the team to do it. Whether it's your internal team, whether it's you doing it all yourself, whether it's you hiring a VA or hiring an agency like us at Rocket SaaS, just make sure someone is responsible and it's their job to get this done. So if you follow that process, you're going to be doing one interview per month, which will get you 4 LinkedIn videos per week, 1 blog per week, 1 email newsletter per week, 3 LinkedIn posts per week, and you can look at your best performing content and you can repurpose a bunch of those articles into a monthly guide or a webinar. I like to alternate it. So you're doing 1 webinar every 2 months and 1 guide every 2 months. And again, you don't have to scratch your head about what should the content be for this guide or this webinar. You just look back at what you created previously, what's performed well, and there you go. You've got the ideas. You just need to dive a bit deeper when you're doing a webinar or doing a guide. So if you keep this going for 12 months, by the end of 2025, you're going to have 12 long-form interviews, 108 short-form LinkedIn videos, 52 blogs, 52 email newsletters, 156 LinkedIn posts, and 12 guides or webinars. You're going to have a ton of content. And what you want to do is you want to boost all of this content with ads. So have an ads budget and boost this top-of-funnel content on LinkedIn. And depending on your industry, I'd also look at Meta as well, because it's a lot lower cost than LinkedIn. I've covered a lot of that in previous episodes. So the result from you creating so much content and boosting it with ads, so more of your target audience is seeing it, is that you are going to get seen undoubtedly by your target audience. You are going to make noise in the industry. They are going to be aware of you. And you are also going to be seen as an expert in your space. You're not just going to be seen as some company that's flogging some software. You're going to be seen as an expert that is helping them solve their problems. And by creating so much content with so many different topics, you're almost guaranteed to hit all of your target audience at some point in the year with content that they really genuinely care about. If you're inconsistent with your content, and you're creating like 1 article every couple of months and a few LinkedIn posts, it may be great content, but it's just not hitting everybody with their pain point. By creating so much, you know you're going to hit pretty much everyone at some point. And by doing this, you are going to get MQLs into the funnel. You're going to get people signing up to your newsletter, signing up to your webinars, downloading your ebooks. You can be building up this CRM of contacts. And those MQLs can be nurtured into SQLs. I'm not going to get into nurturing today or retargeting ads, but that is how you can nurture those people from the top of the funnel down to the bottom of the funnel. If you look at some of the latter episodes of SaaS Marketing Weekly of 2024, I did an episode called Top of Funnel, Middle of Funnel, Bottom of Funnel. Check out those 3 episodes on how you create content for each of those layers and how you retarget and flow people down the funnel. Today's more about kickstarting content at the top of the funnel. But creating all that content will mean you are generating demand for your product. And also what's amazing is that you will very quickly start to understand what your target audience cares about. So monitor and track which blogs get the most clicks, what newsletters get the most responses, what ads get the most engagement, which ones flop, which ones do really well. And this will in turn help you really define your messaging, positioning, your whole marketing strategy. It'll even help you define your product because you will be learning so much from your audience. And as a bonus, you'll also get a massive SEO boost. By creating all this content, you'll also drive yourself up the Google rankings, which is almost like a bonus to all this stuff. So that is how you are going to win in 2025. This is not a new strategy, but this is a strategy that has worked year on year for pretty much every leading SaaS business that I've ever seen. You have to create more content, but that content has to be from a thought leader. And with the emergence of AI, you can now do that much quicker. You can repurpose content much easier than you ever could before. So if you start with you at the top, doing a relatively small amount of hard work or an interview, and then get the team and the process and the structure in place to just make that happen in terms of spitting out this content engine and then boosting it with ads. Keep going, keep being consistent. That is how you are going to win in 2025. That's what I'm doing for my business. We created a lot of content in 2024. We are seriously going to be ramping it up in 2025, and I'm feeling incredibly confident about the year. And I hope you follow my advice and start creating some great content and also really scaling your business in 2025. But if you feel you're not an expert with content, you haven't got the team, you haven't got the processes to do all of those things, me and my agency Rocket SaaS can do that for you. We will interview you and we will create all of that content for you. We will run all of your LinkedIn, Google ads, Meta ads. We'll create webinars. We'll also improve your website and your landing pages to get that whole, not just content engine, but the whole marketing engine flowing. If you've not got a marketing person in-house, we can become your marketing department. If you've got a small marketing department, but they're really stretched and they need support, they need more resources, Rocket SaaS can become an extension of their team. So if either of those things work for you, check out our website, rocket-saas.io. You can book a free marketing strategy call with me. We can chat all about your brand, your challenges, what you're trying to achieve, and how we can support you. And then, let's work together. But thank you so much. I hope you're also buzzing. Have a really great 2025. And I'll see you on next week's episode of SaaS Marketing Weekly.